This is something you have to understand. Every time you're walking into a room and you're talking to people, they're immediately forming their opinion of you. And it doesn't matter if it's a job interview, a presentation, or a team meeting. And let me tell you something. Often this opinion is not really flattering. And look, it's not because you're not charismatic, you're not funny, or the things that you're saying are not interesting. It's something completely different that once you fully understand, it will change the way you're communicating forever. If we haven't met before, my name is Ty Miller. I'm an ex-Googler turned public speaker and coach. And over the last couple of years, I had the privilege of working with professionals from the best companies in the world, including Google, Salesforce, Accenture, Pinterest, TEDx speakers, you name it. And in those years, I've seen recurring patterns that differentiate between the ones that went into the room and captured people's attention immediately and the ones that were saying similar things to the same audience but just didn't achieve the same impact. The difference between the people that are achieving impact with their communication to the one who isn't is often their ability to make their audience engaged. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you my 3-step formula of how you can be 10 times more engaging with your audience. But before we dive into the moves, I gotta share something with you. You might hear all of this and think, oh, I'm doing an amazing job in engaging my audience. I'm throwing jokes, my body language is open, my slides are really funny. And those things are great. They're just not really creating engagement. In order to create engagement, you have to make your audience think. If you're not gonna make them think and reflect on what you have to say constantly, you're already losing them from the get-go. So your first step is to stop asking, how can I perform better? And start asking yourself, what is my audience doing right now? The moment you're going to make this shift is going to change everything. The level of attention you're going to get from your audience is going to be much higher. And therefore, the impact you're going to achieve for your talks, your presentations is going to be 10 times higher. So to help you achieve that, I built it into a 3-step formula. Connect, engage, and elevate. Each step will help you answer a question about what is your audience is doing right now. And if you're going to nail all 3 of them, I promise you, your audience is not just going to be politely listening to you, they're going to be actively engaging with you throughout the whole session. So let's dive in. Move number 1, connect. Connection is the moment your audience decide, is this relevant to me or is this not relevant to me? And this decision is happening in the first 30 seconds of your talk or presentation. And let me tell you, the moment this decision is being made, it's almost impossible to change it. The problem is most people start their presentation with something generic, like, hi, my name is Ty, and today we're going to talk about Q2 results. Do you think that this opener actually makes the audience sit there and think, oh my gosh, this is so relevant and important for me? No, this gives them the signal to go and check their phones. Instead, I want to offer you 2 options for openers that will actually make your audience reflect and engage with the topic. Ones that actually make them think, okay, this is actually relevant for me. Option number 1 is raise your hand if. I'm using this so often as an opener. You're saying something along the lines of, raise your hand if you've ever been to a position when you were standing on stage, you knew exactly what you want to say, but your mind was so cloudy you couldn't even say a word. This works great because it forces the audience to reflect, to check in with themselves. And therefore, they're going to feel much more engaged and connected into the topic you're about to present. Option number 2 for this one is to take them to a theoretical moment that will actually make them feel this in their body. For example, you can say, close your eyes. I want you to think of yourself sitting in a big conference room in front of thousands of people. And then all of a sudden, your name is being called and you have to go through the crowd and go on stage and to say a couple of words. What do you feel right now looking into the audience? If you do this effectively, they're going to feel those sensations in their body. And this is one of the most powerful ways I found to make them connect and engaging with the topic you're just presenting. Move number 2 is engage. And here's something you've probably never heard before. Giving a talk or a presentation is almost like doing a babysitter for kids. You always have to entertain them. In the context of a presentation, every 30 seconds, your audience has to be triggered or entertained. If not, they're going to be checked out and go to check their phones. And in order to do that, there's two particular ways I found super effective to keep them engaged on an ongoing basis. Option number one is to ask them binary questions instead of open-ended questions. It's the difference between asking, what's so difficult about public speaking, which makes them maybe reflect but probably checked out, to asking, what do you think is harder, starting strong or ending strong? This one already guides them into thinking. And this is highly effective if you want to keep them engaged. It's the difference between them thinking, what do they want to have for lunch, or thinking about your topic and reflect on it. Second option is to ask questions but let them time to reflect. A mistake I'm seeing a lot of people are doing is that they're asking their audience a question and then immediately they jump on to answering it. Instead, what I want you to do is this. Ask them a question like, what is one thing you find challenging in making your audience engaged? And then you pause and let them time to think. When they have time to think, they're going to feel this internal pressure to come up with an answer. Move number 3 is elevate. One of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing with people speaking in meetings or presentations is that they think all they need to do is to just pass on the information. This is fundamentally wrong. A good talk, a good presentation is one that the audience is not just thinking, oh wow, this was a great talk. Is one that the audience is understanding how they can take the knowledge and information that you were sharing and then apply it into their own lives. And here's how you're going to achieve it. After every important point that you're making, I want you to stop and ask the audience. Take 10 seconds to think how you want to apply this concept into your own day-to-day life. And then, of course, give them 10 seconds to think. And then what I want you to do is to pick specific people and ask, hey, David, how do you plan on applying it? Hey, Sarah, how do you plan on applying it? People are going to be forced to come up with an answer, and this serves you perfectly. Because in this process of reflection, they're going to tap into your topic and process how they can apply it into their own lives. If your audience is passive, remember, it's not because you're not charismatic, you're not funny, or your slides are not good. It's because you're not giving them something to think and reflect on. So from now onwards, I want you to stop asking yourself, was I good? And I want you to start asking yourself, was my audience engaged? Was my audience processing? What are they thinking about? What are they taking from the information I'm sharing? And once you're going to do that, you're not going to have to fight for attention. You're already going to have it. That's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And make sure to like and subscribe, because every single week I'm sharing different communication frameworks and methodologies that will actually take you to the next level. And until next time, remember, communication works for those who works at it. So make sure you're not just taking this information, you're actually applying it. I'll see you all next time.